The president of the class of 2014 is one of the nicest MMI students I've been around. She genuinely cares about her classmates, and you've already heard her receive the faculty award reflecting our faculty's high opinion of her. Don't let her kindness fool you. She's also a tough-minded student who excelled in all she undertook throughout her MMI career. She's a great student, an accomplished athlete, and a community servant. Throughout these activities, she exemplified all the characteristics of a great leader. She has ably led her classmates from orientation and senior auction through prom and now graduation. I am confident she will continue this leadership as an alumna. It is my pleasure to present the president of the class of 2014, Maria Carrato.
Good evening, Mr. Benz, Mr. Hood, Mr. Seidel, members of the board, faculty and staff, moms, dads, family, and friends. In my most unbiased and impartial opinion, these lovely ladies and handsome gentlemen sitting before you make up the best and brightest class to ever graduate from MMI. They are my classmates, my best friends, my gym class rivals, my teammates, my Jeopardy partners, mis ocho niños en la clase de español, future world leaders, and my second family. Although this is a time for us to start over by reinventing ourselves, or maybe even just finding ourselves, we cannot forget where we came from. We cannot forget the last 18 years, 7 of which most of us spent here at MMI. These last 7 years consisted of approximately 1,260 school days, about 720 days of high school, resulting in roughly 720 Spanish quizzes. Jeff scored a perfect 800 on the math section of the SAT. Alexis got a full ride to Stanford. We've had countless amounts of sports game losses, but the boys' baseball team will be winning the district title this Monday. We've had numerous all-nighters pulled to finish a 10-page research paper, usually started the night before. 7 open house projects, so many happy birthdays sung at lunch, constant fights over parking spots in the lot, and 5 smelly fish fries to raise over $17,000. So as seniors, we could finally celebrate the survival of these 7 years and the memories we made together. After spending nearly half our lives together, we've had the good and the bad. But in the end, we always knew that we had each other. Despite most of us failing to admit it, over these years we've become a family. A dysfunctional one, nonetheless. We got used to this place. Our laughter filled the hallways and our dreams hung high upon its walls. The classrooms helped us prepare our futures and showed us our potentials. I can find a memory in almost every corner of this school. I think it's true that your school becomes your second home, your teachers become like parents, and classmates become brothers and sisters. Seniors, like our class t-shirt says, and now our class banner says, this is our house. But I think we've made it into our home. We should start from the beginning and thank our very first teachers, our parents. These 2 people are our biggest supporters, our role models, our best friends, and at times our worst enemies. They've raised us to the best of their ability to be strong and successful men and women. Unfortunately, there's no book that teaches people how to be great parents, but after looking at these 35 graduates before you, I think our parents have managed to do a pretty good job. Our parents are the only 2 people in the world who want to see us do better than them. However, if I can only become half the woman my mom is, then I know I will live a successful life. My mother guided me through these 18 incredible years to become a strong and independent woman. However, I don't think she ever realized that the woman I want to be most like in life is her. My father showed me the results hard work and perseverance can create, and I will work to be that determined and successful. I don't know how I got so lucky to have 2 great parents, but I love you both and thank you for everything. As a favor, we owe it to our parents and to ourselves to be the best we can possibly be. Next, we should thank our second parents, our teachers. Every teacher forms a different relationship with a student in order to effectively teach them. Great teachers like Mr. Parati make it their goal to know every student personally. And I'm glad I finally got the chance to meet him my senior year. Teachers like Dr. Booth share the most embarrassing yet hilarious personal stories to remind us that we're all still human. Teachers like Miss D'Angelo push their students harder even after telling them they have the worst case of senioritis she has ever seen. Mr. V once listened to our 10th grade Java class, vent for an entire period, and then helped us come up with a plan to mess with Mariah. Mrs. Titus taught us the importance of being earnest, or at least the importance of being yourself. I don't think I'll encounter another teacher wearing a Batman costume anytime soon. Mrs. Green made noisy mid-school students, like we used to be, write in journals during homeroom, and we actually had to reflect on our day. Some teachers have a gift of teaching students more about themselves than just facts in a book. Miss Chandra's office door is always open with a shoulder to lean on or even a shoulder to cry on. She believed in us even when we didn't believe in ourselves. I think she sees our futures better than we do. Without even knowing what we wanted, she managed to help us find it. It's hard to describe every single lesson we've learned from every teacher at MMI, because with amazing teachers like all of you, we've managed to learn something new every day. Throughout high school, I've learned that every family has its own problems. Some families are just better at hiding them than others. I also learned that the most embarrassing moments make up the best stories. Everything my family does is a production. We wake up at the crack of dawn to go absolutely anywhere. 7 of us drive 16 hours to Florida in one car every year, and we pack enough food to last us 2 months, while we're constantly trying to prove each other wrong. I guess that's how families are, better to each other and worse to each other than anyone else. And I've been blessed with not only 4 amazing siblings, but 34 other students I couldn't imagine high school without. I still can't fathom the fact that when we leave tonight, we aren't coming back. It's weird to think that I won't be leaving my house at 7:32 tomorrow morning with my mom yelling that I'm going too late for school. I won't be pulling into the parking lot seeing Kristen yelling at Joe over a parking spot. Long story short, Joe passed Kristen on the Freeland Mountain and texted her survival of the fittest and proceeded to park in her spot. And for any of you that don't know, people are extremely protective of their spots here. Or remember the time Amber ding-dong ditched Kevin's house at least 5 times in one night. Not knowing it was her, Kevin decided to get in his car and go on a high-speed chase. Well, not exactly high-speed, but he did chase her down and almost rip her out of her car. For the record, I did mention that we are dysfunctional. We won't be going to first period gym class, where everyone's way too tired to jog 2, walk 1. Remember when we used to get so excited to go to gym? Like in 6th grade, when we'd literally run up the stairs and then quick walk past Mr. V's room. Or the time Mitch was running so fast that he fell down the steps and broke his ankle. Oh, I'm really going to miss Cliff beaming dodgeballs at every girl's head. Well, Cliff's the type of boy to get points off his gym grade for trying way too hard in gym class. Carolyn's the type of girl to get points off for not trying hard enough. I won't be, even after cleaning out my gym locker and packing up 7 years of sports equipment, it still doesn't feel like it's over. I won't be spending 12 hours at school anymore, going from classes to meetings to practice to games, and still finding time for eating, breathing, sleeping. Oh, and our countless hours of homework that'll wait. I wish I could say I won't be losing countless hours of sleep anymore, but rumor has it college is needy too. High school seemed to be physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausting, but I think it's just life that has that effect. It was extremely stressful planning events like freshman orientation, senior auction, and prom, but seeing smiles beaming on everyone's faces and hearing laughter fill the air was totally worth it. It was really powerful to see the senior class come together as a whole. Unity is influential, and if we want to make a difference in this world, we have to learn how to work together. It could be freshmen and senior partners competing in 3-legged races, or helping someone understand a math lesson like Kristen always does, or having a best friend like Haley help you conquer your fear of heights while discovering your fear balancing 30 feet in the air together at Wilkes High Ropes course. When our class didn't work together, we usually failed. Like Spirit Day junior year, when a majority of the class left school, leaving only a handful of juniors to get pulled to the ground by the entire freshman class in a tug-of-war competition. We made sure to fix our reputation and prove our power senior year when we all won against the new freshman class at orientation. We all want to be these strong and powerful leaders, but we forget that they're still humans. We're going to make mistakes and fail and not get what we want. We're going to take the wrong turn and get lost so lost that we just want to stop and cry and call our moms. Being lost is one of the scariest feelings in the world. You don't want to ask for help, but you also don't know what to do. On my road trip to Philly with Alec, I learned that you can have 3 GPS in the car and still find a way to get lost. However, even when you're not sure where you're going, it helps knowing that you aren't going there alone. All you need to find is someone, something, or somewhere that makes you feel safe. Don't worry, we made it home alive and we discovered a new route along the way. High school was comfortable for us. We were able to try new things without it being life-altering. We were forced to make 34 new friends who ended up becoming like siblings to us. And we were given a welcoming home. This is our house. And over the last 7 years, this has become our home. But tonight, we're moving out. We're moving on and continuing with the rest of our lives. I wish I could tell you where we're all going, but honestly, I have absolutely no idea. And I don't think many of us know either. But that's okay. It's okay to have no idea what you're doing tomorrow, let alone 5 years from now. It's okay to not do things according to plan. It's okay to oversleep and be late. It's okay to fall in and out of love so many times. It's okay to eat cheesy, fried, and extremely unhealthy food and not work out after. It's okay to pick the wrong choice. It's okay to fail. And sometimes it's okay not to be okay. Life is hard, but things always have a way of working out. So take your time and don't live too fast. Troubles will come, but they will pass. So whether you're living down south in Tennessee, or on the West Coast in California, or traveling the world from country to country, always remember where you came from. Home is where your heart is, and the memories we made here will be in our heart forever. Congratulations, class of 2014. I hope you find a home wherever your heart takes you.
Very well done, Maria.